He created rivers, yet he said, I thirst. He calmed storms, yet whispered, I thirst. Why would the God of all creation thirst not for water, not for relief, but for you? This is not a cry of weakness. It is the voice of love, longing to be loved in return. They say a person's final words carry the weight of their whole life. And if that is true, then the last words of Jesus on the cross were not merely a dying breath. They were the very soul of love spoken aloud. Among his final 7 utterances, there is one that is the shortest, just 2 words. But they have echoed through the centuries, echoed through chapels and cathedrals, through tearful prayers and silent hearts. 2 words spoken in pain, yet filled with eternal longing. I thirst. Those words were whispered not in peace, but in agony. Amidst the sound of hammers and nails, jeers and taunts, soldiers' boots and blood. Yet, beneath the noise of cruelty, a sacred cry rose up, gentle and raw, and it has not stopped speaking since. When Jesus said, I thirst, was he merely asking for water? Yes, his body had been beaten. His flesh had been torn. He had carried a heavy cross up a hill, his lips cracked, his throat burned, his blood was almost gone. But no, this thirst, this cry, was not simply for a drink. It was a declaration, a revelation, a sacred invitation. I thirst was not spoken to satisfy a physical need. It was a window into the very heart of God. It was not his body alone that was dry. It was his love, unreturned, that ached. And from that wound came this sacred whisper. Why would the Almighty thirst? The one who poured oceans into the earth, the one who brought forth rivers and rains. How could he ever be in need? Because love always desires the beloved. And true love, divine love, always waits for a response, not because it lacks, but because it overflows. And when love is rejected, when it's turned away, it doesn't grow cold, it aches. On the cross, God's love had given everything. It had healed the sick, forgiven sinners, lifted the lowly, embraced the broken. But many walked away. Many stayed silent. Many closed their hearts, and still he said, I thirst. This thirst was for souls, not for the worthy, not for the holy, not for the perfect, but for every soul, especially the ones that felt unworthy. He thirsts for the sinner in shame. He thirsts for the heart that feels forgotten. He thirsts for you, right now, just as you are. Have you ever been thirsty? Not for water, but for something more, for meaning, for peace, for someone to understand you, for a place to belong, for arms to hold you when life falls apart. That thirst is in you. And it was in him, too. On the cross, the thirst of God and the thirst of man finally met. 2 great longings embraced in one sacred moment. Maybe you've tried to fill that thirst with success, with approval, with control, with comfort. And yet, it always comes back. Because the thirst inside of you is not for things. It is for love. It is for God. It is for a home that doesn't break. And the truth is, God is thirsting for you too. He doesn't thirst for your achievements, or your religious performance, or your image. He thirsts for your heart, for your yes, for your return. Even if it's late, even if you've wandered far, even if you feel unworthy. You don't have to clean yourself up. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to come, to lift your eyes. Say, Lord, here I am. I thirst. It's not a complaint, not a cry of defeat. It is a holy whisper, spoken across centuries, still reaching for you. He thirsts. Still, in every Mass, he whispers it again. In every Eucharist, in every confession, in every empty pew waiting for you, he says, I thirst not for water, but for you. If the whole world turned away, but you turned toward him, he would still say, You have quenched my thirst. You don't need great words. Don't need to be a saint. Just a tear. Just a whisper. Just a look. Even your smallest act of faith is like cold water to a thirsting Savior. If you've ever felt forgotten, if you've ever thought, God wouldn't want someone like me, remember this. On the cross, He knew your name, and He still said, I thirst. That is how far love will go. That is how deeply God longs for you. This thirst is not about weakness. It is about love that will not give up. He doesn't force. He doesn't shout. He waits. He whispers, I thirst. And in that moment, He invites you to come to Him, to draw near, to return. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are not forgotten. He thirsts and He waits. Come, let your soul be known. Let your heart be seen. The cross is not a place of condemnation. It is the well of mercy. Come, and in coming you may finally discover the thirst you've carried all your life was not yours alone. You were being thirsted for too.